Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it is day 5 of full face week and I'm excited. I'm doing a full face of Pur Cosmetics. Not only do I get to use eyeshadow today, but I get to use colorful eyeshadow today, and y'all know how I feel about my colorful eye look. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So believe it or not, my brows are already filled in. This is their Browder Perfecting Brow Powder. Now I thought, Browder was just like a play on words since it's a brow product, but no, this is really a brow powder, and I've never tried a powder in this type of layout, and it was just so weird trying to put this on because I didn't understand like how this works here. But that it's weird because it's a powder, but you've never tried a brow powder like this before. Like let me swatch that there on the back of my hand. That is what the product looks like, and it's just but that's what my brows are looking like there. I'm gonna go right into eyeshadow, and for eyeshadow I'll be using the Pur My Little Pony palette. This should be interesting. So we're gonna start out with this brown shade called Honesty. So I'm going to attempt, and the main word being attempt, a double cut crease here. I've only done one once before, which was like last summer. So yeah, I've drawn, the two lines on my face. I'm gonna try not to get eyeshadow anywhere below those lines, just making it easier for when I do cut my crease. Let's see how this goes. I'm just gonna use this pink shade, which is called Pinkie Pie. And then this purple shade, Magic, on top of the pink, but just slightly a little bit lower. Okay, so not only did I cut them, but I cut them a second time, and now I'm going to go in with this yellow shade on my lid. There's yellow all over my face, but that's okay. Now I'm gonna go in with this blue called Rainbow Dash right next to the yellow. And the last thing we've got is this black from their other palettes, Love Your Selfie, called Close Up. Alrighty then, that quickly turned into one of those every eyeshadow in the palette challenge. We're not done, we're going to move on. I did throw on lashes, finally, a brand that makes lashes. These are in the style Diva, but we're going to move on to primer, and this is their Make It Matte Oil Mattifying Block Stick. It has a somewhat greasy feel to it, but as long as my face stays matte throughout the day, I don't care. For foundation, this is their Bare It All 12-Hour 4-in-1 Skin Perfecting Foundation. This is the one that I tried when I took over their Snapchat one time. If this is the same shade, Houston, we might have a problem. This is the last one, the shade Deeper. So seeing how I've already tried this foundation and it doesn't come in that many shades, I actually wanted to try their new foundation. They just came out with one like last week, and it's a stick foundation. It comes in like 20 something shades, but when I went on the website to make this purchase, it was sold out. Like it sold out in just one day. So I will probably end up doing a foundation hunt on that one. So we gotta, work with this one for this video. Now for concealer, this is their new Shake and Bake Powder to Cream Under Eye Concealer. This comes with a contour blending sponge, which looks like this here. Isn't it a cute little mini sponge? And this is what the concealer looks like. It is a powder concealer, which I've never used before, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so I just put some on the back of my hand. Now I'm just gonna use a brush to put it on my face. I put it on the back of the wrong hand because I am not left-handed, so. And then once I have it on, I'll switch hands. So this concealer only comes in, I think, 3 or 4 shades. I'll check from when I come back for the day. But so far, I'm kinda digging this. I don't know, I like something about this concealer. We'll see how it holds up, but for right now, I'm intrigued. That's the word. So that concealer claims you don't need powder to set it because it's already set within itself. And I feel like even if I wanted to, they don't have any setting powders, which is weird because when I was on one of the products pages, it says use this with this product, and it was a translucent setting powder, but when you click on it, the page says, you know, like source not found or something like that. So I don't know if they discontinued that product or what that is, but yeah. So we're just gonna go right ahead into contour. I'm gonna use their Cameo Contour Dual Ended Contour Foundation in the shade Deep, which also comes with a sponge. I'm not sure how many of these Pur sponges I own, but this is what the stick looks like. This is the darkest one. I probably should have gotten Deep and used that as foundation, but you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. So this Love Your Selfie palette does have a blush, but I think not. Actually, at this point, I might as well just put that on. And then they have this Mineral Glow bronzer and this Afterglow illuminating powder. I might just mix these two so I can get a highlighter. Can I win today? Like, can I ever win? If you guys remember in the birthday haul where I unboxed this palette, I mentioned that they had to send me another one because the one that I got the first time, this shade broke. And I don't know if you can see this, but in this palette, this second palette, that shade came this way. Like, I tweeted the day that it came that it came cracked, but it wasn't that bad, and I just tried opening it and we can see how that's going. But you know, the blush that was in the eyeshadow palette, it wasn't that bad on my face. I might take some of this Loyal shade and, you know, do a little something, but I can't seem to win in this video and with this blush palette. I don't know what it is about this Passionate shade, but it just doesn't like me. It doesn't want to stick around. And to finish it off, I'm just going to use this lip gloss in the shade Expose that is also found in the Love Your Selfie palette. You could probably get like a full face with just that palette, because there's also a mascara in there as well. So I was going for My Little Pony, but I ended up, you know, finding Nemo. This is giving me some Dory vibes there, but it is 10:53, so I'm gonna go about my day and then come back so you can see how my face held up and give my thoughts on the entire brand. So I am back and it is now 7 p.m. and this is what my face is looking like. As you can see, the wig is gone. You know, that was just to annoy the people who felt some type of way the last time I wore a wig, because, you know, apparently wearing a wig makes you ghetto, and don't we all just love a ghetto troll? But on to the products on my face, starting out with the brow product. It was unusual. Like I said, I've never tried a brow product like that. That is something that I feel is more for someone who likes the less filled in type of looking brows. You know, if you just want to throw something in there to give your brows something, I feel like that's what you would use. It's certainly pigmented. It's a lot more pigmented than I thought it would be for a powder brow product, but again, it's not like the average brow product, so I kind of understand that. I think that is something that I would keep around just for those days where I just want to make it look like I have some brow hairs, or just use it in collaboration with other products on my brows to fill them in. Now on to the eyeshadows. First up is the Love Your Selfie palette. I used this in my, what do you call it? Rose gold half cut crease video, something like that. I love how that look turned out. A lot of you love how that look turned out. A lot of you recreated that look, and I loved these eyeshadows, and that really made me think, not only why am I sleeping on this company, but why is everyone else sleeping on this company too, because they have great eyeshadows. So I love this palette. As for the My Little Pony palette, some of the colors kind of, I used just about every color except for maybe 3 on my eyes today. Some of the colors are, you know, the type of pigment that you would want. They blend the way that you want, and then some of them just, you know, throw you for a loop, and it's just like, but you don't work like, it's really just that yellow. Actually, now that I think about it, it's that yellow that just kind of didn't want to work how all the other colors worked. As you can see, it didn't really want to blend in with that blue. I've used this palette before. I don't think I've ever used the yellow. I've used this palette before. It worked great with other eyeshadows, and for the most part, they worked great with each other. That yellow just didn't want to play nice, so, you know, cool. Now for the Make It Matte primer, I'm actually pretty impressed with this thing right here. Keep in mind I only have this and the concealer that says, you know, it sets itself so you don't have to use anything else on my face as far as, you know, setting goes. And I would say for what's probably over 8 hours, my face looks pretty good as far as my oil control. You know, I'm obviously starting to show oil, but I only have a mattifying blurring stick on and some concealer. So yeah, I really like this and I can't wait to see how this wears under like my usual base makeup with, you know, a setting powder and all that stuff on top of it. But okay, I see you. Now as for the foundation, I think we can all see that this is not my correct shade. And someone actually fixed their lips to tell me the other day, well, give it a rest. Everyone knows that these companies need to make more shades. You say it in like every video. Well, sis, I wonder why I say it in every video. This is what, the fourth, I think. I've pretty much tried the last shade that these companies have to offer every day this week so far, and I've ended up looking orange, gray, and whatnot. So boo, if all these people and all these companies know that they need to make more shades, here we are in 2018 and this is what the deepest shade still looks like, you can guarantee I'ma still say something. Who gonna stop me? And it's annoying when you're in a situation like this where, you know, the shade is really the only thing that you have to say about the foundation. It is thick, but I don't feel it on my face. It is, however, a very full coverage foundation, which I don't remember it being the last time I tried it, but I also don't remember it being thick either. It's a little too much for me. You know, I probably wouldn't wear this foundation on a regular basis just because of how full that it is, but I know there are people out there who absolutely love that. And as you can see, it's stayed pretty good throughout the day as far as oil control and as far as still being on my face and still being very, you know, full coverage. So it stinks when you're in a situation like this where really the only reason that you're just like, yeah, I can't recommend it is because I can't recommend something that doesn't even have a shade for me or anyone darker. But they, like I said, they did just come out with that new foundation stick that comes in over 20 shades, so I will certainly do a foundation hunt on that. Now as for this concealer, I said before that I was intrigued and I still am intrigued. I don't know what it is, but I like something about this. I liked the finish of it. It is a powder to cream. There are only 3 shades, so you know that, yeah. But you know, hours later I feel like the creasing isn't that bad, and I feel like, you know, it says it sets itself so you don't need a setting powder, so I feel like this is something that you need to play with more than once after you try it, just to see, you know, how is this going to look if you do use a setting powder on top. How is this going to look if you try applying it in different ways, because I did notice that it did kind of pick up some of the product in this area right there, and I used a brush, but I think on the box it says to use a little sponge that came with it, but I've seen videos where that didn't work out for people. So this, I'm gonna have to, again, this is something that I want to see how it works with the other base products that I usually would use on my face, and I'll have to get back, but I'm here for it so far. As for the contour stick, you know, it's something that's dark enough to contour my skin tone, so always got to appreciate that. But that's something that just kind of makes you look at a company like, what are we doing here? When they excel in one type of product as far as the shades that they put out, and then they put out another type of product, and it's just like, but why couldn't you just transfer that energy into this? But it does show up on my skin. It does blend out. It is a nice product, but you know, if you're not new to my channel, you know I'm not a fan of cream or anything that is not a powder contour. But you know, if you do like cream contours, you're looking for something that's going to show up on your skin, I would check that out if I were you. As for the blush palette, I don't know what it is. I don't know what I did to it. This is 2 palettes now where the same shade has been broken. Maybe it's something with how it's being manufactured, but yeah, it doesn't seem to like me. But as far as how it performs, I like it. This is the 2nd shade from it that I've tried now. I think it's a palette for someone who is more on the subtle side of using blush, and it's going to give you like a nice glowy type of blush, which I kind of like. As for the highlights, what highlights? It didn't really, you know, show up on my skin. I wasn't really surprised that it didn't really show up on my skin. When I held it up, you could probably see that that's not a highlight that I would usually gravitate towards. You know, I'm gonna leave that for my fair to medium people out there. They do have one highlight on their website, but it's only one shade that they carry in that, and it's also one that I would not gravitate towards, so that's pretty much it as far as highlight goes. As far as this lip gloss goes, that's a yes for me. I was able to wear it on its own. I feel like I would like it even more if I had a lip liner. I don't need a lip liner, but y'all know me, I can never really wear one lip color anyway. Hours later, it's obviously not as pigmented on my lips anymore, but you can see that it's still there on my lips, so I'm here for that. I wonder if they have any like individual lip glosses, like other shades. I'd have to check it out. But yeah, I really like this lip gloss. And as for their lashes, that's a mega yes from me. I'm really impressed with their lashes. I was kind of bummed out that Flirt was sold out, but now I feel like that's a good thing that it was sold out, because now I want to be able to try this Diva style. So that's two styles that I've tried from them, and I've really liked the both of them. So I need to check out more of the lashes from this company, because these are legit. Now, as for my thoughts on the entire brand, I feel like I'm kind of more interested in their makeup products than I am their complexion products. I know technically they're both makeup products, but you know what I mean. I feel like I'm more interested in their eyeshadows, their lip products, their eyelashes than I am their foundations or their concealers. And it's kind of ironic to me, because the full name of the company, I believe, is Pure Minerals, the Complexion Authority. So it's kind of ironic to me that their complexion products are kind of lacking, and not just lacking in shade, but lacking in what they have to offer. You know, they don't have setting powder, they don't have finishing powder, they only have one highlight. They just came out with that blush palette, and you know, the shades lacking too is kind of ironic to be the Complexion Authority. But they did, you know, just come out with a 20-something shade foundation that's like twice what they have with any other foundation that they have. So maybe this is, you know, them changing that lack of complexion products that they have, since that's the name of the company. You know, they just came out with the blush palette. Maybe y'all will give us a powder contour. That'd be great. I'd appreciate it. And as far as the type of people that I feel like this brand is for, I kind of feel like they have something for everyone. You know, they've got your colorful palettes, they've got your neutral palettes, they have your foundations for my no makeup lovers, they've got your foundations for my full face lovers. So really it's just kind of, you know, pick and choose what you want. So that is it for this video. I hope seeing this on my face and hearing some of my thoughts has helped. If you wanted to try anything else from this brand, make sure to tune in for tomorrow, because I think we might actually have a foundation match. It's a new foundation to the market, and the company has been getting a lot of buzz lately, so I want to see how a full face is going to go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So make sure to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe down below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.